Hello there you, and welcome to the desert world and Promethean-producing planet of Crastelia, where today a multi-layered Imperial God defense line is about to be swarmed by 6 million poxwalkers. The previous workers here of the Promethean fields are trying to break through the Imperial God lines. The Imperials must use their weapon emplacements and heavy artillery to dominate the field, as their foes vastly outnumber them. But before we do get into today's fight, I just want to take this time to say a massive shout out to all you channel members who helped keep this channel going. And if you're not a channel member, why the heck not? Click the join button down below. And while you're ready, go ahead and check out the amazing ChaoticPinky store. We got some really cool merch over there. With all that being said, let's get on with the battle. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. The former inhabitants here of the Promethean world are charging forward towards the Imperial lines, driven mad by the chaos that has now consumed them. And the Imperials are ready and waiting. Already we can see autocannon fire opening up on the front lines here, ripping through vast hordes of the approaching attackers here. Look at that. The lasers are just ripping through them. Oh god, it's already devastating. The initial attackers already yielding 2,000 losses here. Then we're in the first opening salvo. But they are managing to close that gap here. The Imperial lines are going to be threatened. You can see the gigantic swarm, the numbers here playing in. Imperial artillery in the background raining overhead and slamming down into the big hordes here, sending workers flying through the air. The front lines are going to turn into a brutal quagmire as the artillery hits point blank. You can see a couple of Kriegers making their way forward, trying to form a defensive line here for the Imperial conscripts to allow them to put that firepower down. Now, there is quite a few conscripts here, Kriegers here. There's about 20,000 of them, so it should be enough to hopefully plug the gap for now. But you can see that the rest of the lines here are being sieged pretty heavily. Again, though, the covering fire coming out from the Imperials, causing the attackers heavy losses here. Over 100,000 already. Let's go have a look at this. So yeah, the Imperials do have an artillery installation line at the back over here, just raining down firepower there onto the front line. Ironically, this very front part of the line here is just about the range of the artillery guns. So yeah, the artillery here should be really trained on the front lines. There, of course, missed shots and stuff like that. There's still going to be ones flying over towards the back. Now, we have got Lehman Russies as well, also providing extreme covering fire here. They're just so close to that front line, and they're just pelting it forward. Now, you can see the Kriegers now making a glorious charge forward here, making headway against the enemy here, giving a little bit of breathing room to the conscripts, allowing that covering fire to come in. But simply not enough Kriegers are making their way forward at the moment. Sheer weight of numbers is taking a toll here on the Imperial defense. You can see that the lines are getting swarmed from the flanks as well. The numbers are really played against the Imperials here, who are unable to commit units to the far flanks. Quite frankly, they've got to hope that the Imperials have just got enough firepower to be able to hold them back. Now, realistically, as these attackers come around these flanks here, the artillery should really start focusing on them, which should help out magnificently. But they are chewing up and spitting out this line rather quickly and rather worryingly. Again, though, with that autocannon fire, just look at that, ripping through them front lines. I dread to think how many kills them cannons have already got here. The Imperial defense is stalwart, especially in the center there, where we've got vast overlapping firepower. But again, the sheer weight of numbers here slowly taking its toll on this Imperial defense. They are trying to hold it in place for now. Let's go scoot down into the front line and get into the thick of it here. Yeah, Kriegers desperately holding back here. The conscripts hoping that the Kriegers do the job, but you can see, look at this, any little gap has just been exploited in the defense here. And they're actually making really good progress here, the hand workers. Just storming through the Imperial lines, though it has cost them very dearly up to this point, 600,000 losses. And again, look, they're trying to go for the third defensive line here. The Imperials really dug in, though. As long as we keep the tanks and the autocannons and the artillery safe, we should be good. We can afford to lose these far flanks over here. At least that's what the generals say. Oh my gosh. You know what? Sometimes it's not very often I actually do fights like this anymore, where it's just large static lines. But for some reason today, I just woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm choosing violence. I just wanted to see millions and millions of units flung against a static line and just to see if it can hold. Now, like I said, we have got a significant amount of firepower here. And with it being multi-layered, that does make it extremely costly for the Poxwalker Horde here to actually break through. You can see that they've not even bothered with the rear line at the moment, which is just allowing that artillery, to do its work and clear out big portions of this flank, which is really costly for the enemy, actually. Let's have a look at how many reinforcements they got coming in. There's a relatively decent amount. I mean, yeah, look at that, though. The Horde is still gigantic. The center line is holding, though. So are the flanks, quite frankly. I mean, they are getting chewed up bit by bit and spat out, but they're holding a lot longer than I thought they would have done, considering how extended they are. But the firepower is slowly getting diverged from that center line, though, with these flanking maneuvers coming in. But hopefully, as they start to get closer and closer to the center, the firepower should be too much for them. Though I'm a little bit worried about this. Look, the Nommers here making their way right through these defensive formations. Again, though, it's been extremely costly with 1 million losses already racked up for them here. Now, what I want to do is just want to quickly hit slow-mo because I really like watching these lasers cut through the hordes over here. Just look at that. Hundreds getting mowed down by that. Just concentrated firepower. It's so rapid as well. That's the thing. When you don't have this paused, it doesn't actually look like it's rapid. So watch. If we unpause it here, you can see that there's these little gaps that appear. But yeah, they are actually firing at full rapid pace here. It's only when you put it into slow motion that you can really see it start to take effect. And it just annihilates everything in the path. I absolutely love it. What I like seeing about as well is just the little trails that it leaves. Like, look, like them there. You can just see these little rows of bodies where it's cut into the flanks here. Man, they really are spitting death. Let's go have a look at the other side quickly while we've got it in this motion mode. Oh, man. Someone over here is having a bad day. Oh, that is so brutal. You're getting them. It's just these little quick bursts that you're getting at the moment. There's no crazy sustained fire. Oh, actually, it might be one over here. Looks like we're getting some sustained fire over this side. Oh, man, yeah. The zombies are being racked up here. The Poxwalkers are taking a hell of a beating. Let's take it out slow motion again. Oh, God, look at all that artillery, though. Just raining down on the battlefield into this flank. Man, they've actually taken so many losses on this flank from that artillery, just crushing them like that. Look at that, every second there's just an explosion from the artillery that's focusing its fire now, all on this side of the hill, and I'm kind of glad actually, because I think the front line can hold for now. It's got a couple of Kriegers in it. So with the Kriegers being here at the front line, I think these guys can help to hold it long enough. Having said that, though, it doesn't look like the line is starting to break in little areas here. But the Kriegers, yeah, they can hold that for a while. So as long as its artillery can just keep pounding this flank here, we may actually start to thin out the numbers, because it already looks a little bit like the groups are getting a bit sporadic over here. You know, there's no concentrated mass like there is on the other lines. I mean, there is a little bit of concentrated mass. A little bit. For a couple of artillery shells, yeah, like that. We'll sort that problem right out there. But yeah, sheer weight to numbers is starting to take its toll here on the Imperial lines. 1.5 million kills under the belt. They've got 50,000 losses almost here. Rapidly approaching that. But again, it's going to be these center lines that are going to be the hardest to take. Oh my god, this is going to be a massacre as the zombies try to push around the flank here. Let's hit another slow-mo. Yeah, that is some extreme concentrated autocannon fire there. Oh god, you can already see the little lines it's starting to make. Look at that. Oh, it's just tearing through them. Oh, I love it. I'm sorry, zombies, but if you want to take this flank and take out the auto gun emplacements here, auto cannon emplacements, it's going to cost you a lot of units to do it. And again, look at this. It doesn't actually look like there's that many reinforcements coming in. So if we can fit them out here with the auto cannons, again, I really like watching these just go to work. Again, as soon as you seem to hit pause as well, they seem to become like 3 times as effective. So I actually do wonder if them gaps, like look at that. The zombies get right through, and then if we hit pause here just for a second, they'll just start to annihilate the entire flank and no zombies get through. So I really do think hitting pause here actually affects the rate of fire and the firepower of these things. They seem way more effective when we've got the game in slow motion, not pause. I don't know why I keep saying pause there. But yeah, they do actually seem way more effective now, actually. I wonder if it's because the computer's calculating all the trajectories and shots and stuff like that, and it's just able to calculate them a lot better when it's in slow motion. That probably makes a lot of sense. Let's take it out of slow motion, though, because we can't play the entire battle in slow motion. But yeah, that's definitely a marked effect here. Oh no, the autocannons are starting to get charged. Oh, but they're still putting in that work. Still trying to help clear out that flank. You see now the zombies have got to make their way through the tanks as well. There's all them Lehman Russes there. And that is a lot of Lehman Russ firepower. We're coming up to 2 million losses now for the zombies. 4 million is still on the field. And if all else fails, we have got our second defensive line over there. So, you know, well, I say, yeah, I guess it is. That is the rear auxiliary line, actually, isn't it, realistically? Because it's where the artillery is. How many Kriegers have we actually got? It looks like we've still got quite a few in amongst the group over here, still trying to work their way through, which is excellent news for us. It means our front lines can hold that a little bit longer. I mean, look at this. We've started to get this pile of corpses over here. Almost to the same height as this house, which is pretty impressive. Oh, that is a brutal front line, though. Just no matter where you look. I love how you can see all the artillery just raining down overhead. It's even nicer when it hits the front lines like that. Just sends them scattering through the air. Oh my god, look at all these bodies on the floor now. Again, look at this. They're trying to expose these flanks here. Got a couple of rogue Kriegers who did a counter charge. Just ran out all by themselves. Oh, there we go. A surge forward, though, now. And the goose actually started to stay on the floor. Rather impressive, considering we're in a gigantic desert, actually. A gigantic flat bit of terrain that we're on. Oh, no. They're starting to come over the extreme flank, though. Can we get any artillery over this side to support this one? That'd be nice. Yeah, it looks like the autocannons did get wiped out eventually over this side. Unfortunate. We've lost a lot of firepower there, and it looks like a similar thing's about to happen over here. Oh, we need to just play like the Ave Maria song now over the top of this. Just watching these. Oh, you guys. Oh, you can keep on knocking, but you can't come in. Look at that. Oh man, that is some extreme firepower there. I really do like these autocannons, they're so cool. Oh, the artillery strike there coming in as well. But there we go. It looks like this is the end, yeah. My friend. Oh, this is the end. Oh no, we've still got one left. We've still got one going. He's defiant. All his brothers have been taken out, but no, he's going to keep that firepower going. Good on you, sir. Now, yeah, the lines at the back still not under attack here. That's good news. Oh. Yeah, literally, as I say there, the lines at the back come under attack. Okay. So it looks like the zombies here putting a few reinforcements in. Oh my god, where the heck are these coming from? These are coming from all the way over here. Look at this. This is a massive flanking maneuver these guys have been on. Hopefully we should have enough in the rear lines there to defend there and keep up the firepower on this flank. because we've been thinning this one out massively. We've been doing so well in holding back this flank at the moment. Again, as long as we got Kriegers on that front line, we don't really need the artillery as much, because we do have the Lehman Russies over here providing that covering fire also. The lines are holding firm. It's an absolute slaughter down here, ladies and gentlemen. Just the sheer, oh, wrong button. The sheer amount of bodies on this front line is absolutely insane, because from here all the way back, this is just a mound of corpses. It's just one giant mound of bodies underneath this. Look at that front line. So much firepower coming out of it, but it does look like our tanks are under attack at the moment. The Boxwalker swarms here, trying to swarm the hatches, rip them open and consume the gunners inside. Well, the tank crew, should I say. The gunner's just one part of the tank crew, isn't it? Oh man, this is a gigantic flanking maneuver that's actually coming in. And it's closing pretty rapidly on us here. 2.8 million left, ladies and gentlemen. What we need to do is we need to get this flank wrapped up pretty nice and neatly over here. If we can get all the zombies kept at bay over this side, that'd be very nice. I mean, again, they've attacked at a point where it's really weak. It's not the most ideal situation here for the Imperials, because a lot of the guns cannot come to bear on them. I mean, apart from, you know, the artillery guns, which can point blank shoot them. I mean, I don't know where they're firing. Looks like they're choosing to fire into the side of the cliff face rather than, you know, the danger close risk. But, you know, who am I to judge them? Come on, guys, look at this. Big, juicy target over here. Take all these out. There we go. That's it. That's more like it. Help out your fellow brothers at the front line here. They need it. Let's quickly go over to this side. How many are coming over from this flank? Oh, man, it's just like a never-ending swarm, isn't it? 2.6 million left, though. The Imperials are playing an absolute blinder of a defense with their last 60,000 troops here. But I fear it might be all too much for them with these gigantic swarms all coming in now from the flanks. Is this the end of the Imperials, ladies and gentlemen? Again, the Kriegers on the front line still playing an absolute blinder of a defense here for us. Artillery still raining down on the front line somehow. I mean, we've still got good support coming in here, and we can be thankful for that, because, my God, it's just clearing out thousands of zombies, that is, every single time. The artillery is so powerful in this game against these swarms. Yeah, look at that. That's just so many coming in, though. I fear for our artillery guns. In fact, I fear so much now because they are literally under attack here. Now, one good thing, though, is that the artillery extends down that way, which means that the Nommers will get distracted by this group over here eventually. They won't just keep going for the artillery, but we are losing significant portions of firepower at the moment on this front line. And it's a tragedy, quite frankly. An absolute tragedy here for the Imperials. They really need these artillery guns. The fact that no one's focusing them down and helping them, I don't know. I don't know what the Imperial doctrine's been teaching these guys, but it's certainly not to leave your artillery guns undefended like that. Oh, the zombies are starting to break through and close that gap as well into the Imperial conscript line. That's something that we didn't really want to happen. Come on, Kriegers, keep pushing forward. Keep them at bay. There's just too many of them. We've only got 2 million left to go. I say only 2 million. But, you know, we've killed 3.7 at this point. It's not that much of a tall order. You can do this, guys. Oh, Jesus. Look at them all over here. This was all flat moments ago. I mean, at least they're making the Poxwalkers pay for trying to take out the Imperial Guard tanks here. A heavy price indeed. Again, I'm amazed that Imperial artillery is still raining down heavily onto the front lines. But I'm also really glad of it, because there's such a high concentration of troops over here that it essentially can't miss at this point, so. But again, we've still got this weird little circle of Kriegers just barely defending that front line. Somehow they keep managing to form these little bulwarks to help the Imperial defenders. And it's worked wonders for them. I mean, they've held this for like a good 15-20 minutes now, where the flanks have fallen, and other cross overlapping firepowers for them. These guys on the front are holding firm. And again, I think that's all down to the Kriegers. Just going like absolute mad lads on the front line with the shovels. Have a look, how's our artillery? Still under threat here, which is not good. Now, look at this. They are starting to get distracted by the Imperials over there. But it might not be enough. Gosh, there's so many coming over that flank. That's absolutely insane. They are starting to thin out little by little here. There is a chance that the Imperials can clean this up. I think it's this flanking maneuver, actually, that's ultimately hampered a lot of the attacks here. Look at this. We are actually starting to clear it out a little by little as well. Oh, that's really good. That's really good news for the Imperials. Come on, allow that artillery to keep focusing on that front line and help these guys out. They really need it over here. Again, Imperial tanks keeping up that firepower for us on the front line here. 43,000 defenders. These last 60,000 have been putting up such a good resistance here. 1.6 million left to go, ladies and gentlemen. Can they do it? It is a tall order, but the Imperials have the might. They've got the firepower still on the field. The artillery guns are still hammering down death upon everyone. The only thing the Imperials need to do is get this damn flank under control. But I'm just hopeful that all these guys that are coming around this flank here just keep coming down this way. There's no need to go over that way, because it looks like a few of them are breaking away, possibly, or no, that's from the original group. Okay, that original group has almost petered out now. There's still units coming in from over this area. What the heck, man? Look at this. Where are you all coming from? Oh, you were all stuck around here. Oh, right. Okay, so there's just going to be a constant trickle of units coming in then from that flank, but it's not going to be anything dangerous. So, God, look at that. That's a sight, isn't it? So, as long as we can get this now under control, which it largely looks like it might be, ladies and gentlemen, there's no gigantic herds anymore on the front lines, which means that the Imperials might be able to keep this under control. They can attack this front group of them as much as they want. That is not a problem at all, as long as they stay away from our artillery, which is still raining down death upon that front line. But I do feel like a pincer maneuver is closing in on this group over here, ladies and gents. It's getting slightly desperate here. What we're going to do, we're going to hit a little time-lapse camera, and we're going to find out what happens. Are the zombies going to close in the pincer maneuver? Are they going to wipe out the artillery? We'll be back in a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we come down to the last 250,000 boxwalkers here. The Imperials playing an absolute blinder of a defense here, and now the artillery is raining down on the last remaining ones here. Oh my God, look at that. Just no matter where you're looking here, at any one point, there is a Poxwalker taking part in the space program, quite frankly. Oh, it's absolutely glorious and magnificent. The Kriegers here playing an absolute blinder of a defense, helping to keep this center line clean. And I mean, look at this. I mean, they've been chewed up, they've been spat out, but they are holding firm here. And also, look at this. We've defeated basically all of the flanks now. They are clear of all zombies over here. I mean, when I say clear of all zombies, we've turned them into a few, rolling hills on the floor. That's basically what they've become now. I mean, look at all this. That is some Imperial landscaping here for you, ladies and gentlemen. As we watch the last 100,000 zombies now. There's only 20,000 Imperial defenders remaining, but quite frankly, that should be enough with this artillery raining down. The zombies had their chance, and they missed it. And now they are paying the price. Though it'd be really sad if this front line collapsed to the last 50,000. I think that'd be really, really sad. Oh my God, look at all that firepower. Yeah, the artillery's getting really concentrated now, which just means that it's getting more and more rapid in its devastation. Oh man, there's so many. Look at them all. Like, I'd love to be able to count how many get flying through the air at any one point. It's got to be at least 50 to 60 people who are up in the air at any one point. Oh, the poor hab workers here of the Promethean planet have been absolutely wiped out by the Imperial defense. And quite frankly, they almost absolutely wiped out the Imperial defense itself. The flanking maneuvers here were extremely successful. I mean, just look at this battlefield, ladies and gentlemen. It's caked no matter where you look. It's absolutely caked in bodies. And we've got one hell of a cleanup operation here on our hands. So, as always, ladies and gentle giants of the internet, I do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, until next time, peace.